What's up, everybody? Blue. Listen, I have a question. Did you know why you have housing projects? Housing projects. Why do you have housing projects? And why are they called projects? I remember Chuck D, the rapper, said another word for a project is an experiment. But in New York City and like big cities, housing projects go up. They don't go out, meaning they go up height-wise, but they don't go out width-wise. So you always stacked on stack. You always stacked on top of each other, side by side, and underneath each other, like a project. And if you live in a building, a tall building with different cultures, that means you got to deal with other culture, cooking, and spices and herbs that you might not be used to. You might be offended by it. You might be offended by the music they listen to. You might be hearing them have sex. They have parties and shit. And a lot of times, if they don't work, that means they stay up all night partying. And then they sleep all day. And the only time they might get up is if they have children. And most housing projects, you have to have children in order to live in the housing projects. And, I remember when I grew up in the housing projects, like people would brag about who was doing better. And I'm saying, if we all living in the housing projects, how can you be saying you're doing better than me? If we all living on a set income and our mothers get welfare checks at the same time, how can you say you be doing better than me? And a lot of times women got this misconception that if they have a bunch of children, the more money they get. But then that's a hassle because you got to deal with all them children. And another thing about having a lot of different children from different men is that all the children gonna have different personalities and shit like that. Of course they're gonna have different personalities naturally, but they're gonna have different personality and characteristic traits because they all got different fathers. So this is why the children may not ever get along, or this is why they have a lot of animosity against each other, because one child might have a father that does more for him and takes him out and buy him stuff, and then the child, like if a child has a birthday, then his father come get him for his birthday, and then the child goes back home with presents that his father gave him, but he didn't buy any for the other children because the other children don't belong to him, and he figures, why should he be buying presents and shit for other children that he didn't make? Which I can agree with. And this is why you have so much drama every day in housing products, because it's just a big stressful ass condition. It's just stressful as hell. And like I always say, if you live in a place rent free and you ain't got to pay no rent, you don't have to pay no bills, you're not gonna care about your shit. You're not gonna care about the belongings because you didn't have to work for it. You didn't earn it. You didn't have to go out there and earn it with blood, sweat, and tears. It was given to you. And a lot of times when people get things that, when things are given to them, they don't appreciate it. And then you have people have this misconception, like they'll watch TV and see children in Haiti or in other parts of Africa with flies and shit on their faces and big stomachs from diseases and living in dirt poor, ravaging countries. And then you look at then you look at a person living in the housing products with a pair of $300 Prada sneakers. They figure, well, I can afford $300 Prada sneakers. I'm not poor. I don't live like those people in those dirt poor countries with flies and shit on them. So they say to themselves, I'm not poor. I'm middle class. Nah, brother, man, you're not middle class. You're poor. You're just not dirt poor. And the thing is, you got the government taking care of you. Those are the projects I grew up over there. Those are St. Nicholas housing projects. And I'm in the back of the Apollo Theater right now. But, if you grow up in a housing project, you think you're not poor. I'm middle class. And this misconception that a lot of times these people have, is that they're middle class. No, you're poor. You're just not dirt poor. You got somebody giving you food, clothing, and shelter, WIC, welfare, food stamps, public Section 8, and all that other shit. So then if you get a side hustle on the side, then like selling weed, dope, hot clothes, or you get a job off the books or whatever, then you can afford certain things because you don't have to pay rent. So this is why you may think that you're middle class. So when they talk about the middle class in these debates and shit, people have this misconception that they're middle class. No, you're not middle class. You're poor. You're just not dirt poor. And that's the whole point of housing products. There's some housing products right over there. And that's what they do. And that's why they go up instead of out. They go up on top of each other, side by side. And then you got to deal with all that drama. And that's the main reason you have housing products and all them stressful conditions and shit like that. It's the same thing if you keep a pack of dogs in cages and shit all day. Them dogs gonna get tired of each other and start attacking each other and start eating each other and shooting and killing each other like they do in the hood. And I was listening to something on the television this morning, and they're talking about the Trayvon Martin case. But I was saying, yeah, this shit is wrong. But black people kill each other every day. We do shit, bad things to each other every day. Every day. Every day we shooting, killing. Just like the lady in Brooklyn, a pregnant lady with 3 children was stabbed in her neck. You know, I mean, we do shit like that every day in the hood. But when it's a white against black or black against Chinese or Jew against Muslims, then it makes the headlines. But black people do bad shit to each other every day. Every day. And I just thought I'd make a point about that. And the title of this video will be about the purpose of housing projects and stressful conditions. Peace.